Hi, this is Stephen from Owner Disown, and today we're going to take a look at the PlayStation VR. As you know, I've got the HTC Vive, which is a great device, but you know, the PlayStation has quite a large install base, and it'd be interesting to see how this takes off. And I'm going to take a look at it just you know, from the viewpoint of a PC user. I've never actually even used a PlayStation since PlayStation 1, I don't think so. So let's have a quick look at what's inside the box. All right, so this is what you get in the box. You get the star of the show, the headset, which is it's really nice. You've got nice padding around the top here and the back. It extends by pulling it out there. So, you know, it's very, very good for fitting various sizes of heads. If you've got a long head, it fits in there. Also tightens at the back here, which is nice to make it snug at the back of your head. You do have some sensors going around the back here, so when you're turning around in game, you can certainly get tracked there from the camera. These are the soft rubber here to keep the light out, and again for the nose here. And you've got a speaker here, and you've got a microphone kicking around in here somewhere too. But you can plug in your own headphones there in this little control box, which has a microphone on off button, power button, volume up and down. So that's pretty nice, and it's a nice headset. It's light, it's not heavy, so I do like that. And it's got sensors around of course the front part as well. You do get a couple of games bundled in. You get PlayStation VR and PlayStation Worlds. There's a demo disc there with various games on there, which allows you to go and buy them if you want. And VR Worlds has like the London Heist on, which that's a good game, as well as some other games. In the bundle, you do get the motion controllers. You know, they've been on the market for a while now. And you get various cables. You get a control box, which has its own fan to keep cool, and basically it's easy to set up. Each one has numbers on, so you know which way to go. Basically, you've got a power in port here. You've got a USB port that plugs into your PlayStation. You've got an HDMI out here and HDMI in from your PlayStation there, so this goes to your TV set. Then here you got the connecting peripheral to your headset, and you've got the HDMI going in there, and you've got this other port that goes in there, so it all connects it up quite nicely. And you know, it doesn't take long to set up at all. You know, probably a good 10-15 minutes, that's about it. So kids like to play VR as well. You'll notice the PSVR fits nicely around a small head, and the HTC Vive uses awkward Velcro tabs to attach. And the problem with the Velcro, for small heads it doesn't reach far enough, and also becomes unsticky, which means that often you have to keep on reapplying it. The HTC Vive, as shown on the right, also has an awkward strap going over the top of your head, while the PlayStation VR is much more simple. Here we take a look at the lenses. On the right, HTC Vive's Fresnel lens with the concentric rings, and on the left, nice clear PSVR lens. Now, you've probably heard about the screen door effect, and it's like looking through a screen door where you see small squares. So to the right, you can see the HTC Vive, and you can see the screen door effect quite clearly in some scenes. And to the left, we have the PSVR lens. It's not as apparent, I think, because they use bigger pixels. The end result being that some of the images seem to be quite clearer than the HTC Vive. Now, one excellent feature of the HTC Vive is the chaperone system, where a boundary wall appears if you get to the edge of your play area. On the PSVR, you just get out of play area warning, so it's not quite as good. So this is the recommended play area for the PSVR. We need to be about 2 feet or more from the camera, and total play area then would be 6.2 feet wide and about 9.8 feet total away from the camera for the tracking to work. I do like how the controllers work. They're represented fully in the game, so you have a light sensor at the front of the standard hand controller here, and you've got a touch pad here which you can move your finger around it. You can see it in some games, so that works quite well. You do have these the hand controllers, which I don't think is as good as the HTC Vive controllers. Once you've memorized all the buttons, you know, it makes it a little bit easier. As usual, with all this type of stuff, you have lots of wires. Setup was fairly straightforward. No harder really than the HTC Vive. I mean, I had the base stations you had to hook up, so you don't have that here. But you have a camera. You have this camera here, which slots on the back of your TV. But annoyingly, you can't really adjust the angle of it up and down. So that is what it is. It always falls off your monitor. I'd rather have had something like the Oculus Rift where you would mount it on the table, really, but it is what it is. I do like the headset. The headset, you press the button at the back there, and it stretches out, and it fits very well on smaller heads, so like kids, for instance. This rests nicely on the back of your head. I don't recommend having it too low down because it then tilts this, and you have a huge light gap here. You've got a larger light gap here than you have on the HTC Vive as it is. So if you have this further at the top of your head, then it angles it down, and that improves things. And there's a little wheel here at the back here which you can use to tighten it up at the back of your head. So let's have a look at a game. What I do like is you've got an excellent visual representation of the screen here in real time, moving it around, and that works great. It's like a big, I don't know, 100-inch TV in front of your face, and there's with having this tilted towards the back, there's a little bit of light bleed, more so than the HTC Vive, but it's not bad. I mean, it's in my opinion better than the Rift when I tested that, and the field of view is good. It's great. I mean, you know, I'd say it seems on par really to the HTC Vive. I do, and better than the Oculus Rift. And you don't notice there's no, they're not Fresnel lenses, so you don't see the rings. I think they use larger pixels, and I find that you know, makes games look clearer. I do. I think it's better than both the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. So I do like that. Glasses wise, it fits perfectly over my glasses, taking them off and on. And the Vive, my glasses would get stuck inside them sometimes, and I don't notice any fogging up on my glasses inside here, so that works out well too. So headset wise, they do come bundled with some headsets which are of course hopeless, so you can easily just plug your own in. So let's do that. Now there is a microphone inside the headset, so you can use that. So let's continue a game I was playing before. So the graphics are really good. It's like actually being in a car, I like it. Now, you can use the motion controllers on this, and in game though, there was no way of me switching from this controller to the motion controllers, so I think we're stuck with this for the time being. But I have used the motion controllers, and I did have tracking issues reaching far left and right.
Yeah, so I can rush and mates her up for a bit of an arm. Shit! Shit! If the night claim's gone, here, make yourself useful. Make yourself
So the graphics in this London Heist game are quite good. I like it, and the tracking seems to be pretty decent. Although, yeah, if you reach too far to the left and right, you can lose the tracking. Motion sickness in this game isn't too bad either, because you're sitting in the cab of the car and you've got you know, things close up to see and action happening close to you. It's only when you look to your periphery vision, you see things whizzing by, that you start feeling a bit motion sick. This actually works quite well. Alright, so Batman.
Ah, sir, you're here. Please let me know when I can brief you on the situation.
Alright, so we're going to go to the Bat computer. The tracking of the hands is a little bit poor. The tracking ability is not as good as the Vive. There's certainly a delay in the glove, in the right hand glove anyhow. But the graphics are good. Case files. And I think to get there I use this. And I teleport. So that's a good method of teleporting in this game. There's certainly a good sense of depth, and the graphics are good. Sound is good.
Riddler has not been sighted since the shutdown of Arkham City. Yet it's unlikely he will not want to challenge Batman again.
There's definitely a certain lag in the gloves moving from side to side. This is using the regular PS4, so that could be the issue. You know what these things do. It's a puzzle, isn't it? You got to put it together. Alright, let's go to the back garage.
Police have no suspects. It's Oswald Cobblepot, owner of...
Welcome. Please select vehicle. Vehicle selected.
Oh yeah, look at that. Looks good. So, in a stand-up game like this, it works fairly well. The graphics are really good. There's definitely a bit of lag with the controllers here. To test the range of the tracking, I'm standing around about 3 yards or so from the camera. So, if I was to move a bit closer, the tracking does get better, but you know, it's not too bad here. The further you get away, you do at about the 3 yard mark, you start seeing jitter on your hands. I'm not sure if it'll pick that up, but get closer, and it's still there. So now just get it on the one controller. So it might be a low battery or something. Who knows? But coming over to this side. I get out of play area here, and I took, let's have a look, 2 steps. 2 steps to the right, out of play area. And I think the same would happen over that way, apart from I walk into a wall. And so, that's pretty much it. I'd say probably 2 steps in either direction, you're losing tracking. And going down to the ground. As soon as you get 6 inches from the ground, you lose tracking there as well. If they were to include a second camera, I think that would solve the problem. So, what do I think is better, the HTC Vive or the PSVR? Well, just looking at the headsets, I think this one is better designed. The PSVR one is slightly better designed. It's more capable for smaller heads. I do like how it can stretch like that to put it on and off. It's very comfortable to wear. It doesn't feel like you're wearing like a big suction face mask, I suppose. It does let a bit more light in here. I like the lenses. The lenses, no Fresnel lenses, so you don't see the concentric circles, and a much less screen door effect. So I think that is pretty sweet. I also like how you can power it on and off. There's a button just to power it on and off. So I do like that. I also like the fact that you put it on, you're greeted with the home screen of the PlayStation. which you can navigate around by looking around or using the controller. So that seems a lot easier than it is with the Vive. Possibly because it's a PC, but you know, this out of the box for the average Joe, it works pretty much flawlessly straight away. I like that. The headset is a win. Take nothing away, this still is a good headset. They've both got a similar field of view. This does have the Fresnel lenses, so you do see those rings and you do see the more of a screen door effect. But the immersion is good on this because not as much light comes in. And that's a big win too. Putting it off and on with these tabs, it's okay for me, but for smaller heads like my kids, it's very hard to do. And even for me, sometimes it pops off, and that's a nightmare, isn't it? You know, the cable on the HTC Vive is thicker and heavier too, but it's also, you know, quite long. I said the length of the the PSVR one is about a similar length, you know, all told, so that's not so bad. But the cable itself, you know, it's 2 strands compared to 3, so it's a bit lighter. Now, taking a look at looking at the interactability of the devices, you got the regular controller here, so that mimics like having the Xbox controller, although it does have a light sensor, so you can move around on it. So you don't need the Move controllers. This works just as well, really, unless you want to use 2 hands. So this still works fine. So that's good. That's something the HTC Vive doesn't have. Coming back to the controllers themselves, the Move controller, I'd say, is just okay. Yeah, it's just okay. It doesn't track as well as the HTC Vive controllers. I love the touchpad on the HTC Vive. It's just far better built. This is old technology after all, but this is so much better. Going to the which one do I prefer? Well, HTC Vive I really like for room scale games. With the base stations, you can get down to the floor, you can move around, you got a bigger tracking area. It works fantastic. So for any room scale games, definitely the HTC Vive wins hands down. When it comes to sitting games, the HTC Vive does well as well, just as well as perhaps the PSVR. But I think the quality of some of the games might be better on the PSVR, although I don't perhaps have got quite the collection yet. But you know, the quality of some of the games I've played thus far, like the London Heist, seemed very good. The graphics were good, very atmospheric, and if you're just sitting there, it works fine, you know. So, and I'm quite amazed that the regular PS4 generally handles it quite well. Although I did notice in Batman that there was a bit of lag, so that is a little bit disappointing. I recommend you get the PlayStation Pro, probably, really. Although the regular PlayStation does handle it okay. I hope that helps you perhaps make a decision. I mean, usually you're not going to be in both camps like I am here. You're probably just going to have one or the other. So it's probably not a decision you're going to be making. But I think at the end of the day, they're both good platforms, and you can't go wrong. And it's a good step into VR. And for the PSVR, it's quite an affordable step. You pay $500 for the kit. This includes the hat, the helmet, these move controllers and everything, and it's easy to set up. So great. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.